What's up, YouTube? Legend Master here with a new video, this time against G.Yee Gaming, who just celebrated his 1,000th subscriber. So congratulations to him. I'd like to give him a big round of applause. It's not every day you reach 1,000 subscribers, so that's kind of a big deal, and I'm really glad for him. Anyway, this match was kind of interesting because I did find it on the Smoke on Wi-Fi Battle Finder, although I will post his channel in the description below. Please subscribe to him if you haven't already. I've gotten to see a few of his videos already, and I've been really impressed with what I've seen. Anyway, let's just get right into the match and look into our teams. He's running a very interesting team with like OU, RU, UU, pretty much everything in between, while I'm using pretty much only OU. So that's not to say that his team's not going to be threatening, quite the opposite, because he's running things like Shaman and Rhyperior, which do have a lot of power behind them, in the right hands especially. Heatran, always a big threat. Entei can be huge because of its extreme speed, Flare Blitz combo, so you definitely don't want to be playing around with those things. And then Throw, very bulky and hits incredibly hard, so you don't want to underestimate that thing either. So, especially because it can carry Guts. And then Rotom, I'm guessing it's going to be Scarfed. So let's just get right in the match and see what happens. So G.Yee sends out his Heatran. I was predicting the Rotom myself because I figured Scarf, Volt Switch out, all that fun stuff, but no. He leads with Heatran, and he's got an Air Balloon. So I don't really want to switch my own Heatran in because I won't be able to hit him with the Earth Power. Kind of a problem. So I'm going to stay in and break his Air Balloon by using a Psychic. Now, I have a choice. Either just let Celebi die here or leave it for Death Fodder later. That's the question I have to decide on. Now, I decide I want to keep my Celebi for later. It may come in handy for a safe switch-in if rocks get up or something. Anyway, that means I'm going to go ahead and switch in my Rotom just in case he decides to go for another... if he decides to switch things up and go for like an Earth Power or something. Anyway, he's going to go ahead, and I'm predicting the switch to Shaman, but I don't really 100% know if he's going to, so I just fire off the Hydro Pump because if he's a gutsy player, it would definitely serve me well. Anyway, don't really want to take a Giga Drain at this point, and this time I am going to pull off a prediction and make things look really nice. He does get a critical hit with the Giga Drain, which is unfortunate, but you'll see it didn't really matter later on. As he switches, goes in his own Heatran, predicting the Fire Blast, and no Fire Blast today. Just gonna kill off your Heatran with the Earth Power. Get out of here, Heatran. No one wants you around. One of the biggest threats against my team is gone. Just gone, and I'm so glad about that because that could have been such a big problem. And Tander is looking pretty good at the moment. In comes the Throw, though. I don't want an Earthquake or a Circle Throw or whatever, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch and go right back into Celebi as Death Fodder to avoid an attack. And that's exactly what I do as the Flame Orb activates. Excellent. Now, this is a fairly good opportunity, oddly enough, to send in my Fortress and get my rocks up. I mean, he's a powerful attacker, but this is a max physical defense, max HP Fortress. So I should be able to take those things just fine and get rid of his rocks. So those will not be around for the rest of the game, and that's what I'm really wanting, is to have the hazards and him not. I used to play around the idea of never let the opponent have hazards and always have hazards on the other side. I've changed my philosophies quite a bit since then, but I still like having entry hazards up and not letting my opponent get them because obviously you having hazards and him not is always nice. Anyway, he goes in and Rotom. That thing is such a big threat. I wish I had Celebi still, but I had to get rid of that balloon. So he's going to go ahead and fire off the Hydro Pump. My specially defensive Rotom takes it like a champion because he is a champion. He's the great Aegis, which is Zeus's shield, if you know mythology. Anyway, he doesn't really want to stay in, and I know he's probably going to switch to the Shaman, and the burn will just help whittle it down a little bit. Now, here's a problem. If I switch to Heatran and he has the Earth Power, I lose it. But I forget that he has Earth Power in the first place, so that doesn't even matter. I just am like, oh, Heatran completely walls this thing. I can just go into it and deal with this stupid Shaman, no problem, right? Right? Go, Heatran, destroy Shaman with a Fire Blast. No, no. We're going to have a repeat, except not Heatran on Heatran, but Shaman taking out in a revenge kill of my Heatran, which is bad because I really needed my Heatran to do some work. Anyway, that put me in a very ugly situation because it was such an important Pokemon. It could have done so much work. So I'm just going to go into Terrakion, Haken, which Norse mythology reference for those who are curious. And anyway, he's going to go into his Rhyperior as I switched in my Terrakion. He does eat X-Scissor, which I figured was probably the best bet. If he stayed in instead, if he switched out, at least I get some damage off from whatever comes in. But knowing that he's probably going to go ahead and hit hard again, I'm going to just go switch into Fortress so I can get another layer of spikes up. That is a Life Orb Rhyperior, though, so that's a big problem. And Rhyperior is so bulky, it's so hard to take out unless you get some residual going. And thankfully, he does have the residual going for me, so I can let him wear himself out a little bit and get a layer of spikes up while I'm at it. So now I'm going to go into Rotom and predict him to go right back into Shaman, so I am going to go ahead and go switch into Mamoswine. And this was a bit of a risk on my part, because if he would have stayed in and Earthquake predicting the double switch, I would have been in trouble, but he actually switched to his Rotom Wash. This is a bit of a problem, because now I have to switch into my own Rotom Wash again just to wall this stupid opposing Rotom. And I'm going to eat a Hydro Pump. If I lose Rotom, I'm in a bit of a pickle because I have nothing that can take on his. But thankfully, mine is bulky, and he's locked into Hydro Pump. Now, I figured because of that, if I just go ahead and Will-O-Wisp him, I can wear him out a little bit, and no matter what, I'll beat him. But no, I miss. Of course I miss. So now I'm in a bit of an ugly situation. He's going to go ahead and fire off yet another Hydro Pump. It smacks, and I am looking pretty... I'm in a pretty difficult situation there. So I'm going to go ahead and Pain Split, just get some HP back, get back up to green. I probably should have just gone for the Thunderbolt, but this actually kind of helps me out in the long run. You'll see why. Take another Hydro Pump. It's doing nothing, but they're adding up. So I'm going to fire off my own Hydro Pump, just get him down to a point where Thunderbolt will kill him. It is, I believe, a neutral hit because of his electric typing, but this is going to work out alright. I mean, I'm down to like the last 60 of my HP, but fire off that Thunderbolt, get rid of Rotom, get out of here, Rotom. No one wants you around. And even though I've gotten rid of his Scarfer, I'm still in a bad situation. This Shaman could really wreck pretty much everything on my team if I let him. Thankfully, I had all those entry hazards up, but he does go ahead and fire off the Giga Drain, getting rid of my Rotom finally, and that's a problem, but what can I do about it? He just goes down, the shield finally breaks, and George is just kind of smiling at me like, I like killing your things. So I'm going to go into Terrakion, and I know at this point a close combat should take it out. I mean, it's a pretty good chance. It's an adamant Terrakion with a Scarf, so I'll have speed, but nope, I don't. He survives with like just a piddly bit, and that is terrible, because now the one thing that could have pretty much guaranteed me the win is now very much dead. Oh. And of course now he's back up to about half HP, which leaves me with just one Pokemon against his entire team, which is a big problem. Uller, the Mamoswine, is going to have to take on everything, so I'm going to fire off an Ice Shard, and that'll easily deal with Shaman. I mean, Shaman doesn't like ice, and that's a jolly life-orbed Mamoswine, so not a problem. Now he's going to go into his throw. It's bulky, but it takes a lot of entry hazard damage. It has a little bit of burn damage, and so I'm going to fire off an Earthquake, and here's hoping that the Stab Life Orb boosted Earthquake can take him out. Will it do it? Yes, but maybe because only the crit. This game is still not over, ladies and gentlemen. No, Mamoswine is not going to die that easily. He goes into his Rhyperior. thinking he can take an earthquake even after all that new entry hazard damage. But no, Mamoswine is such a beast with that life orb, takes him out too, and Mamoswine is just cleaning house, bringing me back to a chance of actually winning this. Unbelievable, just complete change from what was going on. Anyway, in comes the Entei. This is a big problem. If he's adamant, I can win. If he's scarfed or jolly, I'll probably lose. But he fires off the Stone Edge. He outspeeds me, but it's a Stone Edge, which does not get stabbed. And so now I can fire off the Earthquake and end this game, barely winning it. So close. Yes, I had thick fat, but that stab would have probably made up for that, no problem. But such a close game, incredibly close, and what a match that was. So, good game, YG, and I would love to have more with you. And congratulations once again for that 1,000 subscribers. For those who wonder why, for one reason, my subscriber count doesn't raise that quickly, well, it's actually kind of simple. I don't like to advertise myself. Any subscribers I get usually are because of, like, oh, you're a great battler on Smogon or Showdown or Pokemon Online, and I would like to watch your videos more. So that's kind of where I get all my subscribers. If you advertise, that's perfectly fine. I would like to make it so I can say at the end of the day, I never advertised, but because I never advertised, I get to believe in all my subscribers or something like that. It might be me just being an idiot, but yeah, that's kind of why I probably am still sitting around the 50 subscriber mark. But I am honored to battle and let you each watch it because this is what it's really about. It's not about the glory. It's not about having a million battles where everyone loves you or whatever. It's for the people that do subscribe to enjoy it. So that's how I feel about it. And so just let things roll naturally. If you like the videos, please go ahead and like them or whatever. Comments, I love to read your stuff. And so thanks once again for subscribing to my channel too. It is truly an honor to speak to all of you. And I realize it's been a long time since I've added a video, but thank you for your patience too. Life's just been crazy. So yeah, I'm going to end this before I go any longer because I've been like rambling for who knows how long. Later.